Good morning, children. So, here we are going to start with a new chapter, that is issue of debentures. So, just like shares, money can be invited by the company from the public by way of issuing debentures also. So, let us begin with the meaning of debenture. As we know, in addition to raising of capital by issue of shares, a company requiring funds on long-term basis may borrow money by issue of debentures. A debenture issued by a company is usually in the form of a certificate given under the seal of the company. Thus, a debenture is a written acknowledgement of a debt taken by the company, as these are issued under the seal of the company. So a debenture is also just like a certificate, just like a share, but there are a number of differences between both. Debenture is also a kind of a certificate where the debt acknowledgement is mentioned, that the company owes a certain sum of money towards the debenture holders. As you can read further, a debenture certificate contains the terms of repayment of the principal sum at a specified date and the terms of payment of interest at a fixed percentage. That means the debenture certificate comprises of various information such as what is the principal amount to be paid back, the date at which on which the amount has to be paid, what is the amount of fixed interest that is to be paid, etc. According to Section 2, subsection 30 of the Companies Act 2013, debenture includes debenture stock, bonds, and any other securities of a company, whether constituting a charge on the assets of the company or not. That means a debenture may be secured by assets or not. Now, the characteristics or the features of debentures. Number 1, a debenture is issued by a company in the form of a certificate, which is a written acknowledgement of debt taken by the company. Number 2, a debenture is issued under the seal of the company. That means the company stamp, the common seal of the company is very much there. Then thirdly, it contains a contract for the repayment of principal sum at a specified date. That means it is required to be mentioned in the debenture certificate that what is the principal amount or which date it should be paid back. And fourthly, as per Companies Act 2013, no company is allowed to issue debentures having a maturity date of more than 10 years from the date of issue. That means maximum limit for the maturity of debentures according to Companies Act 2013 is 10 years. More than that, no company is allowed to issue debentures. However, a company engaged in infrastructure projects can issue debentures for more than 10 years but not exceeding 30 years. So only the companies which are involved or engaged in infrastructural projects, they are exempted from the limit of 10 years. For them, the limit can be more than 10 years, but the maximum limit for them is 30 years. Now, while reading all this about debenture, we have come across a word bond also. So let us understand what is a bond. Bond, it is very much similar to that of debenture. Traditionally, bonds had been issued by the government. We were talking about the government bonds only. But nowadays, these are also being issued by various semi-government and non-government organizations. Main distinction, this is an important point, main distinction between debenture and bond is with respect to the rate of interest. Debentures are issued with a fixed rate of interest, whereas bonds can be issued without predetermined rate of interest, as in the case of deep discount bonds or zero coupon bonds. That means when we issue debentures, a rate of interest is fixed on debentures, but in case of bonds, it is not necessarily fixed. And the bonds where the interest rate is not fixed, such bonds are known as deep discount bonds or zero coupon bonds. A deep discount bond or zero coupon bond is one which is issued without prefixed rate of interest, and its issue price is heavily discounted. The difference between issue price and the redemption price represents the total interest to be spread over the duration of the bond. That means while issuing such deep discount bonds or zero coupon bonds, no fixed rate of interest is mentioned, and these are originally issued at heavily discounted price. That means maybe the debenture of 100 rupees might be issued at let's say 20 rupees or 30 rupees, and when these are paid back at much higher price than the issue price, so the price over and above the issue price reflects the amount of interest that has to be basically spread over the duration of the bond. A proportionate amount of total interest is charged to statement of profit and loss every year over the lifetime of bond. So this is all about bond. Now there are a number of types or kinds of debentures. First is the secured or mortgaged debentures, means those debentures which are secured or mortgaged by keeping a security against it. Secondly is unsecured or naked debentures, those debentures against which no security has been kept. Third is the registered debentures. Fourth is the bearer debentures. Fifth is the redeemable debentures, means which are to be repaid back. Sixth are irredeemable or perpetual debentures. These debentures are the debentures which are paid let's say at the time of winding up. And seventh is the convertible debentures, means those debentures which can be converted into equity shares. So all these you can read in detail from your book. Now we are moving ahead towards the distinction between a share and a debenture. There are a number of points of differences given in your book. I'll be explaining you 2 points over here. The rest of the points you can read. So the first and the foremost difference between share and debenture is on the basis whether it is a capital or loan. That means whether it is a borrowed capital or it is an owned capital. So when we talk about share, a share is a part of the capital of the company. Therefore, the shareholders are the owners of the company. Whereas a debenture is a part of the loan. As such, the debenture holders are the creditors of the company. So share is an owned capital. Therefore, the shareholders are known as the owners of the company. And debenture is a borrowed capital, and therefore debenture holders are known as the creditors of the company. Second most important difference is on the basis of dividend or interest. So a shareholder gets dividend from the company, whereas a debenture holder gets interest from the company. So the return which is paid to the shareholders on their investment is known as dividend, whereas the return which is paid to the debenture holder on their debenture investment is known as interest. Now the issue of debentures. So just like shares, debentures are also issued and money is called up in various installments. The rules are the same here, similar to that of issue of shares, that in case of application we'll be passing 2 entries, one for receiving first and then for transfer. And in case of allotment and calls, first we will pass the due entry and then we will pass the receiving entry. So as you can see, the procedure for the issue of debenture is very much similar to that of the issue of shares. A prospectus is issued in which terms and conditions of the issue of debentures are given. Applications on the prescribed form are deposited with the company's bankers along with application money. Just like in case of issue of shares, we have already discussed that just like issue of shares, in case of issue of debentures also, a prospectus is issued in which all the terms and conditions regarding the issue of debentures will be given, and whosoever wants to apply for the debentures of that particular company has to deposit at least the application money with the company's bank. Full amount of debentures may be called up by the company on application itself, or the amount may be called in installments, as in the case of shares that we know. If the amount of debenture is called in installments, some amount may be called on application, some amount on allotment, and the balance may be called in one or more calls, just like issue of shares. As per section 39 of the Companies Act 2013, condition of minimum subscription applies on every type of securities including debentures. So if you remember, we have already minimum subscription in case of issue of shares, that how much is the minimum shall be subscribed, etc. So that you can revise from the issue of shares chapter. Debentures may be issued either at par or at a premium or at a discount. Just like shares, debentures can also be issued at par, at premium, and in case of debenture there is no such restrictions as in case of shares. So debentures can be issued at a discount also. There are no restrictions on the issue of debentures at discount, whereas shares cannot be issued at discount. We have already learned that only the sweat equity shares can be issued at a discount. The rate of discount is also to be decided by the directors in case of debentures. Journal entries on issue of debentures are also the same as in the case of issue of shares. The only difference is that instead of share capital account, debenture account will be opened in place of share capital account. It is usual to prefix the rate of interest to the debentures, because the rate of interest on debentures is predetermined, fixed. So therefore, before writing debenture or debenture application or debenture allotment or debenture call, etc., we have to prefix the rate of interest. Thus, if the rate of interest is 12%, the name given will be 12% debentures. Following entries will be passed on the issue of debentures, assuming that the debentures carry 12% interest. Now, first of all, we know that if the money is called up in installments, so first of all, we'll pass the receiving entry of the application money. So, just like for receiving the application money of shares, we used to pass the entry bank account debited to equity share application account, and in case of receipt of application money of debenture, we will pass the entry bank account debited to, because the rate of interest has to be prefixed, so we will write to 12% debenture application account. And while transferring the share application money, we used to transfer in the share capital account, but debenture application money will be transferred in the debenture account. No debenture capital, debenture account. So while transferring, the second entry will be for transferring the capital money to debenture account, and again the rate of interest has to be prefixed. So we will write the transfer entry just like we used to pass in case of shares: 12% debenture application account debited to 12% debentures account. Then on refund of money on totally rejected applications, that means in case if the debentures are oversubscribed, so those number of debentures or those application money which is not allotted any number of debenture and is totally rejected, in that case the entry will be 12% or whatever the rate of interest is there, debenture application account debited to bank account, with the same logic what we have learned in case of issue of shares. Then the next entry is on the transfer of surplus application money on partially accepted applications. That means if in case of oversubscription we have partially accepted and allotted the debentures, then in that case what we need to do is we have to adjust the excess application money towards the debenture allotment. So we, in that case, while adjusting the surplus money of application, we'll pass the entry, again the rate of interest, that is for our example 12% debenture application account debited to wherever we are adjusting it, in this case 12% debenture allotment account. So this is all about the application entries. Now in case of allotment and calls, first of all we will pass the due entry for the allotment. So just like shares, the due entry for allotment for debenture will be the rate of interest, that is 12% debenture allotment account debited to 12% debentures account. Then after passing the due entry, we'll pass the receiving entry of allotment money, that is bank account debited to 12% debentures allotment account. After the allotment is settled, then we will pass the due entry for the various calls in the similar manner just like we used to do in issue of shares. 12% debenture first call account debited to 12% debentures account, and when these call money is received, then we will pass the receiving entry bank account debited to 12% debenture first call account. As you can read, if there are more than one call, separate entries for each call will be passed like above. So these are the entries regarding the issue of debentures. Now debentures, as we have learned, debentures may be issued at par, debentures may be issued at premium, or debentures may be issued at a discount. When the face value is equal to the issue price of the debentures, then it is said that debentures are issued at par. For example, if the debentures of 10 rupees are issued at 10 rupees, that is the case of debentures issued at par. Then debentures are said to be issued at a premium when issue price is more than the face value. For example, if the debentures of 10 rupees are issued at 12 rupees, here the excess of 2 rupees is the premium amount, which is to be transferred to a separate account, that is securities premium reserve account, just like in case of shares. Then thirdly, debentures may be issued at a discount, and debentures may be issued at a discount when issue price is less than the face value. That is, for example, when the debentures of 10 rupees are issued at 7 rupees. So here the deficient amount of 3 rupees is the discount amount, which is a loss for the business, and it will be debited to a separate account, that is discount on issue of shares account. So, issue of debentures at premium. When the debentures are issued at more than their face value, as we have discussed just now, they are said to have been issued at premium. For example, if a debenture of rupees 100 is issued at 110, so here the excess of 10 rupees is the premium, which is a gain to the company. This premium should not be treated as a revenue profit because this is a capital profit, as it is not an income arising from the normal course of business operations. It is a capital profit and should therefore be used in writing off the capital losses such as discount on issue of shares and debentures, premium on redemption of debentures, preliminary expenses, goodwill, patents, etc. As stated earlier, the name of share premium account has been changed to securities premium account or securities premium reserve account. Since the debentures are also securities, debenture premium should also be credited to securities premium reserve account, as we are crediting the premium amount of shares to the securities premium reserve account. In the similar manner, any premium on the issue of debentures will also be credited to securities premium reserve account. Securities premium reserve account, as we know, is shown on the equity and liability side of the balance sheet under the head reserves and surplus. So this is all about issue of debentures at a premium. Now, issue of debentures at a discount. When the company issues debentures at a price which is less than their face value or nominal value, the debentures are said to have been issued at a discount. There are no restrictions in the Companies Act regarding the maximum limit for discount on debentures. Discount allowed on issue of debentures is a capital loss. It is written off in the year in which it occurs. It is written off from securities premium reserve if it exists, or general reserve if it exists, or surplus, that is balance in statement of profit and loss. So when the debentures are issued at a discount, the discount given on issue of debenture, that means when the issue price is less than the face value. So the discount given on issue of debentures is a capital loss for the company, and it needs to be written off because all the capital losses are to be written off, and in the year when they occur, and these can be written off either from the securities premium reserve if it is mentioned, if it is existing, or general reserve if it is existing, or surplus from the balance of statement of profit and loss. Now, ISC Council's instruction is that discount or loss on issue of debentures are to be written off from securities premium reserve if it exists, or from general reserve, or from surplus, that is balance in statement of profit and loss in the year in which it occurs, that we have already done. Discount being a loss is recorded in the books of the company by debiting discount on debentures account. So any discount at the time of issue of debentures is a loss, and losses carry a debit balance, therefore it will be debited to a separate account, that is discount on debentures account. Discount is generally recorded at the time of allotment entry. So just like premium, discount will be given will be recorded whenever it is mentioned in the question, application, allotment or calls. But if nothing is mentioned in the question, generally it is recorded at the time of allotment entry. Now, balance in statement of profit and loss is on account of discount on issue of debentures 20,000 and expenses on issue is 10,000. Now, suppose if basically here I'm just considering it as an example that if balance in statement of profit loss is showing the discount on issue of debentures and expenses. It should be noted that in case the full amount of debenture is received in one installment, the amount should be credited to debenture application and allotment account instead of debenture application account. That means if the installment money is received all together at one go, in one installment, then we will not credit debenture application only, rather we will credit the amount to a combined account which is known as debenture application and allotment account instead of debenture application account. So this is all about debentures issued at par, premium and discount. So this is the case when the debentures are issued for cash. Now the another case is when the debentures are issued for consideration other than cash. If you remember, we have studied this in case of shares also, that is issue of shares for consideration other than cash. So just like that, we are going to study issue of debentures for consideration other than cash. Just like shares, debentures may also be issued for consideration other than cash in the following circumstances. So just like shares, debentures can also be issued to the promoters, to the underwriters or to the vendors for purchase of an asset. So issue of debentures to the promoters. Promoters, as we know, promoters are the people or the institutions who are helping in establishing a company. So promoters of a company may be issued debentures in the company for the services rendered by them. And the entry for it will be incorporation cost or formation expenses account will be debited, just like in case of shares, to debentures account. So here instead of crediting share capital account, we will credit to debentures account. Then when the debentures are issued to the underwriters, just like the shares can also be issued to the underwriters, the company may allot debentures to the underwriters to pay their commission. Underwriters basically are the institutions or the authorities or the people who give the undertaking that in case the public doesn't subscribe the shares or debentures, they will be doing the needful. And for this service, they charge some commission which is known as underwriting commission. So whenever the debentures are issued to the underwriters, there will be two entries. The first entry will be for the underwriting commission due, just like the same entry as in case of issue of shares. The entry will be underwriting commission account debited to underwriters account with the same logic, that underwriters will become the creditors, and underwriting commission is an expense, therefore it will carry a debit balance. So this is the entry for underwriting commission due, and when this commission will be paid by issuing debentures, then in that case the entry for the issue of debentures will be underwriters account debited, because we need to close the underwriters account because they are being paid debentures in return, to debenture account instead of share capital in this case. Now, ISC Council's instruction. Underwriting commission is to be written off in the year in which it occurs, just like other expenses, loss on issue of shares, loss on issue of debentures, etc. It is written off again from the same amount. Securities premium reserve if it exists, general reserve if it exists, or surplus, that is balance in statement of profit and loss. So writing of these expenses and losses are not there in your syllabus as of now, but just for explanation. Now the third is issue of debentures to the vendors. Sometimes a company purchases some assets from the vendor, and instead of paying the vendor in cash, the company may decide to issue debentures to the vendor in payment of purchase consideration. Such an issue of debentures to vendors is known as an issue of debentures for consideration other than cash. So just like shares, sometimes it happens that if any company has purchased any asset or anything from any vendor, so instead of paying the vendor in cash, it may issue shares or debentures. For shares, we have already seen the entry in the previous chapter. Now we are going to see the entry when the debentures are issued as a purchase consideration to the vendors. Debentures can be issued to vendors at par, at a premium or at a discount. Following entries will be passed for this purpose. So whenever the debentures are issued to the vendors for purchase of any asset or anything, so the very first entry will be the purchase entry for purchase of asset. That is a common entry both in shares and debentures. Asset account debited to vendors account with the same logic that we have already learned. Then the second entry for the issue of debentures to vendor at par. When the debenture, now we know debentures can be issued to vendors at par or premium or discount. So if the debentures are issued at par to the vendors, then in that case the entry will be vendors account will be debited just like shares. In case of shares, to debentures account instead of share capital account. Then when the debentures are issued to vendor at a premium, then in that case the entry will be vendors account will be debited just like in case of issue of shares to debentures account instead of share capital, and the premium amount on issue of debentures will be credited to securities premium reserve account. Then thirdly, when the debentures are issued to vendor at a discount, then again vendors account will be debited. Since the debentures are issued at a discount, it is a loss. It will be debited to a separate account. Discount on issue of debentures account debited to debentures account instead of share capital. And since discount is a capital loss, or it is a loss basically here, so it will be written off from the securities premium reserve if it is there, general reserve if it is there, or else statement of profit and loss. So when it is written off from statement of profit and loss, the entry will be statement of profit and loss debited to discount on issue of debentures account. If it is written off from securities premium reserve, then the entry will be securities premium reserve account debited to discount on issue of debentures account. If it is written off from general reserve, then instead of statement of profit and loss, we'll write general reserve account debited to discount on issue of debentures account. So these are the cases related to issue of debentures. Now the next case is when the debentures are issued as a collateral security to the basically when the debentures are issued as a secondary security to the primary security. Sometimes when a company takes a loan from a bank or from some other party, the company may have to issue debentures as a subsidiary or secondary security in addition to the principal security. In other words, collateral security means supporting or secondary security in addition to the main or principal security. The bank or the other persons to whom such debentures are issued as collateral security will not be entitled to any interest on these debentures. So to whomsoever the debentures are issued as a supporting or collateral security, just in addition to the primary security, they will not be entitled to any interest. They are entitled to get interest on the original loan advanced by them. So they will be getting the interest, but only on the loan which they have sanctioned, and they will not get any interest on such collateral security by way of debentures. If a default is made either in the payment of interest or in the payment of principal debt, the lender will first realize its debt from the principal security. But if the full amount of debt is not realized from the principal security, it may claim all the rights of a debenture holder. So in case the company could not pay the loan amount or the interest amount, so first of all the lender will realize the deficient amount, the defaulting amount from the principal security. If it is recovered, well and good. If it is not been able to realize, then he will be realizing it from the collateral security. That means he will be claiming all the rights of the debenture holder. As soon as the company pays the final installment of loan, it can take its debentures back. And if the loan is repaid in full, in totality and completely, then the company can take away back its debentures. So there are two methods of dealing with such debentures in the books of the company. First method, in this method no entry need to be passed in the books of the company, as the debentures are not actually issued but only given as a collateral security. As such, under this method entry is passed only for taking a loan if the loan is taken from a bank. the entry will be bank account debited to bank loan account. On the equity and liability side of the balance sheet, a note is appended below the loan that the loan is secured by issue of debentures as collateral security. So there are two methods of recording collateral security. The first method, where no entry is passed for issuing the debentures as a collateral security, because these might be taken back when the loan is actually repaid. So in this case, only the entry for loan taken by the company is passed, and this entry will be bank account debited, because money will be coming in the bank account to bank loan account, and a note against bank loan will be mentioned in the balance sheet that this is secured by issue of debentures as a collateral security. Then the second method is, in this method, the entry for issuing debentures as a collateral security is also recorded with the entry for taking the loan. So first of all, the entry for taking loan will be the same, bank account debited to bank loan account, and for issuing debentures as a collateral security, the entry will be, because nothing is received, no application, no allotment, no bank, nothing. So in that case, we'll open a new account, that is debenture suspense account will be debited to debentures account. This will be the entry passed for issuing debentures as a collateral security. In the balance sheet, debenture suspense account will be shown as a deduction from the debentures account on the equity and liability side. As and when the loan is repaid, both the entries passed above are reversed. So this entry is passed when we are passing the entry for issuing of debentures as a collateral security. And if such entry is passed, debenture suspense account debited to debenture account, then the amount debited to debenture suspense account will be shown as a deduction from the amount of debentures on the equity and liability side in case of balance sheet. And when this loan is repaid in full without using the collateral security, then these debentures will be taken back by the company, and in that case both the entries will be reversed. For taking back the debentures which were given as a collateral security, the entry will be debentures account debited to debenture suspense account, reverse entry. And for paying the loan, the entry will be bank loan account debited to bank account. So this is all about the basic concepts of issue of debentures for cash, for consideration other than cash, and issue of debentures as a collateral security. So I hope the topics are clear to you, children. So now there are a number of questions. This is the assignment. You have to answer the following questions in your register. Question number 1, you have to state the meaning of debentures. So you will write the meaning, you can take from the book or this video as well, that a debenture is a written acknowledgement of a debt taken by the company, as these are issued under the seal of the company. Then question number 2, state 2 characteristics of a debenture. So 2 characteristics of debenture, you can write any 2. For example, a debenture is issued under the seal of the company, or it contains a contract for the repayment of principal sum at a specified date, or it is issued by a company in the form of a certificate, etc. Any 2. Then differentiate between a bond and a debenture. For this you can write, a bond is not having a predetermined fixed rate of interest, whereas a debenture is having a fixed predetermined rate of interest. Then question number 4, you have to state the types of debentures. So you can state the type, such as number 1, secured or mortgage debentures, number 2, unsecured or naked debentures, number 3, registered debentures, number 4, bearer debentures, number 5, redeemable debentures, number 6, irredeemable or perpetual debentures, and number 7, convertible debentures. Then question number 5, you have to give any 2 differences between a share and a debenture. So you can write that a share is a part of the capital of the company, therefore the shareholders are the owners of the company, whereas a debenture is a part of the loan, and as such the debenture holders are the creditors of the company. Another difference, you can write that a shareholder gets dividend from the company, whereas a debenture holder gets interest from the company. Then question number 6, you have to give the entries for issue of debentures at par, at premium, and at discount. So when the debentures are issued at premium, you can pass the entries. For example, these are the entries which you can pass when the debentures are issued at par. These for calls. And when the debentures are issued at premium, you will just show while passing the allotment due entry, you will just credit one more account, that is to securities premium reserve account. And while showing the discount entries, you will just in the due entry of allotment, you will just debit the discount on issue of debentures account. The question number 7 is, give the entries for issue of debentures for consideration other than cash to promoters, to underwriters and to vendors. So for this you can write the entries. These are the entries you can write for issue of debentures to promoters, then issue of debentures to underwriters, then issue of debentures to vendors at par, at premium and at discount. Then the last question is, you have to write a short note on issue of debentures. So for this question you have to write a short note on issue of debentures as a collateral security. So in this you can write a short note with the help of these, that debentures may be issued as a supporting or secondary security along with the primary security, and these can be claimed only if the loans are not paid, if any default is made. And you can mention that there are two methods. In the first method, we will not pass any entry for issue of debentures as a collateral security. We will just pass the entry for taking the bank loan. And second method, we pass both the entries for taking loan also and for issue of debentures as a collateral security also. And when the loan is repaid, both the entry for bank loan taken and issue of debentures are reversed. And where do we show the debenture suspense balance? That is shown as a deduction from the debentures account or debentures amount in case of balance sheet. And if we are following the first method, then we just have to append, or we just have to support a note in the balance sheet against the particular bank loan that these are secured by issue of debentures as collateral security. So these are the questions which you need to answer in your register, children. Go through the video once again. In the upcoming video, we will be discussing few of the practical questions based on the topics which we have covered in this video. So I hope these topics are clear to you, and these topics will become much more easier if you revise your shares chapter. Thank you, children. Take care.